Hey y'all, so I hope you're having a good day today. As you know, I'm not going to be here today, so during this video, you are going to be working silently and you are copying down these notes. Remember, you have a unit exam on Wednesday and your common assessment next Monday, so this is your one chance to make sure you are prepared to graph linear inequalities. It is a kind of like a review, so you should be able to be really successful today. During this time, again, you are working silently. Please make sure you have the half sheet out in front of you that looks like what is projected. Okay, what I want you to do first is think, how would we graph this first inequality? I see y is less than or equal to 1/2 x plus 2. The first thing you should think is the first thing you should do is recognize that this is already in slope-intercept form. Y is by itself, so we can just start at the y-intercept, which is positive 2. Put your dot at the y-axis at positive 2. Okay, not my best, but it's right there. There we go. Now, since it's in slope-intercept form, we know that our slope is rise over run. So think to yourself, what's our rise? You're right, it's 1. What's our run? Think to yourself, it's 2. So we are going to rise 1 from our y-intercept and run 2. Look at those straight lines. Put a dot there. The dots are hard on this. Then we're going to continue that. We rise 1, we run 2. Look at us go, team. Okay, now here's the tricky part. Think back to Friday. We said if it is greater than or less than or equal to, was it a solid or dotted line? Think to yourself, was it a solid or dotted line? Call it out. No, it was solid. If it's or equal to, it's solid. Wow, fail first period. We are going to connect these with a solid line because it is or equal to. So make that solid line. So it's solid because it's or equal to. That's our first system. But we need to make sure, our first inequality, we need to make sure we do the shading. Y is less than. If y is less than, do we shade above or below? Think to yourself, if y is less than, do we shade above or below? Call it out.
Above. No.
Okay, friends, good thing I have a poster on the wall. Please look at the wall. It is pink. It says if it is below, when it is less than or equal to. So in this problem, we will shade below. Put your pen on the line and go below. So we are shading below the line. Okay, so that's what we did on Friday. All we're doing today is adding a second one. I'm going to do it in red because I'm feeling spicy. This one is also in slope-intercept form because y is by itself. So we can start at our y-intercept, which is -3. Put your dot at -3. Then our slope is -2. We can write that as a fraction, -2 over +1. Our rise is going to be -2. So we'll go down 1, 2. Our run is positive, so we will go 1 to the right. There's our point. We can also go the other direction, up 2, left 1, and make our point. This time, let's look at the poster so we don't say the wrong answer. Y is less than. Y is less than. Is it going to be dotted or solid? Thinking, call it out. Yay, you guys are learning. It is a dotted line. Put a dotted or dashed line on your paper. Yay. Okay, good job, y'all. Now the last step. We need to figure out where we shade. So y is less than. Look at the poster. Are we going to shade above or below? Thinking, call it out. Below. Yay, so we put our pen on the line and we go below. Now, what do you see? I see something spooky. I see that the red and black shading overlaps right here. So because we have two inequalities, we are looking for where both the shading overlaps. So anything in my blue region will be a solution. That was fun. Okay, let's look at our second problem now. We're halfway done, y'all. This problem is a little different. Take 20 seconds to think about how... Good job, you're right. It's not in slope-intercept form, it's in standard form. So before we can graph, what do we need to get by itself? Think to yourself, do not call out. What do we need to get by itself? Call it out.
Wow.
Good job. I feel like I'm teaching kindergarten right now. Good job. So we need to get y by itself. If we have 4x plus y, what do we do to get y by itself? Think to yourself. Now write it on your paper. You should be writing minus 4x on both sides. So our new inequality is y is less than negative 4x plus 2. Yep, fun. Now it's in slope-intercept form, so we can graph. We're going to start at positive 2. Actually, take 30 seconds and graph it yourself. I see people graphing. I'm giving an Eddie buck to that person in the right who's graphing silently. Good job, left side of the room, for graphing silently. Good job. Oh, yeah, great job, class. So I saw everyone went down 1, 2, 3, 4, and to the right, 1. Because our slope is negative 4 over 1. Yay. Now, it is y is less than. So think to yourself, is it solid or dotted? If y is less than, is it solid or dotted? Call it out.
Dotted.
It is dotted. So, ooh, not my best line. It is dotted. There we go. Recovered it. And are we done yet?
No.
No, we're not, Jonathan. It is y is less than. So what do we need to do? We need to shade below. Because y is less than, we're going to less y values. Okay, now don't get scared, y'all. This is a steep line, but we like it steep. So we're going to put our pen on the line. We're moving. We're going to put our pen on the line, and we are going to go below. So go below, go below, go below, go below. Great. Shh. I don't know how to cut things out. Now, switch colors. I'm going to go to blue this time. Okay, this one is going to throw us off because we only have y is greater than negative 2. There's no x. If y is greater than negative 2, we first need to think about what the line's going to look like. If it's y equals negative 2, we know it would just be a line that hits at negative 2 on the y-axis. But since it's y is greater than, we know it's a dashed line. So we're going to do a dashed line at negative 2. Now think to yourself, this is actually pretty intuitive. If y is greater than negative 2, are we going to bigger y values? Are we going up? Or are we going to smaller y values and we're going down? Obviously, if we're going to greater y values, it must be up. So you raise that roof. Yep. There we go. Now, before I tell you, I want you to take a highlighter or your pencil or whatever you have available and highlight the solution to the system. Remember, that's where both shaded regions overlap. Oh, wow. Did you guys all do this region too? Me too. It's all of that. Because the black and the blue overlaps. Okay, y'all. That was your video on systems of linear inequalities. You should be prepared to do your packet. Let me remind you that this notes thing is a grade, and your packet is a grade. You're going to do great. Thank you for watching. Thank you, second and third period, for helping me make this video. Subscribe to my channel, y'all.